Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So this video has been going pretty much viral, and I thought that I would add my 2 cents to it. Lady is saying how her husband told her she was a bare minimum wife and mother. So we're going to let her speak about it, and then we're going to talk about it.
Husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So as a stay-at-home mom who makes home cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day. What do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, says you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's going to be your legacy. That's going to be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is going to be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who screamed the whole time she made the butter, turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter. A couple years ago, my husband told me that I would.
So I thought that this was a really good lesson that was being expounded upon. A bare minimum wife. Any woman who's actually trying to be a wife for real and be a mom and be present and do what she thinks her job is to the best of her ability is going to take that personally. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a gut punch. You're a bare minimum wife. That's like telling a man, not just any man, but your husband who's been slaving away at work, making minimum wage, and you gut punching them and telling them, you know, you're barely taking care of us, right? Regardless, that's going to be a gut punch to that guy, especially if he thinks like, wait a minute, but I do this at the sacrifice of a lot in order to do it. Like I work hard. So it's a gut punch to a woman that's trying to actually be the wife and not just sit at home and be mad or just feel like her presence alone is enough. And so the lesson here further though for women, and you hear a lot of women talk about, well, I did everything, and I'm so tired, and I'm so this, and I'm so that. You're partially tired because of the spirit with which you are doing what you are doing. That's partially why y'all are tired. Okay? Because it's easy to get tired of something that you don't want to do or that you feel is burdensome to do or whatever, or you're looking for, a lot of times the crux of it is looking for some type of recognition or acknowledgement of what you're doing. And when you don't get it, or when you don't feel like you got enough of it, or if you feel like people are being ungrateful for whatever effort you're doing, that has a tendency to make the job harder. It make you dread it. You're not looking forward to doing these so-called mundane things, the cleaning of the house, the rearing of the children, correcting them, the feeding them the lunch, the making sure their homework is done. Okay, now we got to do a nighttime routine. Okay, you need to go take a nap. Okay, wait a minute, I need to do this laundry. Okay, and those things can get tedious or whatever. You're probably not going to be jumping around happy-go-lucky every day to do them. However, at the same time, constantly dreading them each day isn't any better, and is not more realistic either. People remember how you make them feel, whether they're children or adults, whether this is a romantic relationship, a coworker, acquaintances, people that you just may happen to pass by in public. People remember how you made them feel about something. The energy with which you do a thing can go a long way to dictate how it was received. Because I can fix, like she said, churning your own butter, which, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I can do that. I can be Susie Homemaker and all of this kind of stuff. And I can fix a gourmet meal worthy of a Michelin star. But if I fix that meal and then I slam the plate down in front of them and walk off, it's not gonna be received well. If I make frankenbeans, okay, and I put it in front of him lovingly and kiss him on his head and say, babe, here's your food, that's gonna be received differently. Right? So the attitude, the energy with which you do a thing can dictate how it was received and what it says about you. Because cooking that Michelin star dinner may be awesome, but the people that you feed aren't going to see how awesome it is if they think you did it with an attitude or you didn't want to do it. Nobody want nobody doing nothing for them that they get the sense that that person didn't really want to do it, or they were reluctantly doing something. It's with anything. The plate of food, the sex, getting in the bedroom and just spreading your legs because it's your duty to do that. But there's little to no enthusiasm. The energy's off. The energy's bad, or it's uninviting. It's unwelcome energy. Don't nobody want that. I don't want a stick of gum if you're going to throw it at me. I don't want it. I don't want $1 million if you're going to throw it in my face. I don't want it. Things lose their value when the energy is not there, particularly from people that you're spending your life with, people that you are intertwined with in a intimate way, in a romantic way. Right? I don't want help. I don't want service given to me with an attitude. And nobody does. If you go to a restaurant, you don't want your waitress or waiter slamming your food down and they got an obvious attitude because now I don't know what you're doing to the food. No. And you wouldn't want your husband to be giving you things with an attitude. I don't want him paying no bill for me, talking about some, I had to go ahead and pay the light bill. So tired of doing that. Don't pay it no more. Don't pay it no more. Don't put another dime on it. Don't you put another dime. I swear on everything I love, I'm gonna pay it every month. Don't even look at the bill. Don't even look. I don't even want you opening it. I don't want you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change it to my name. Don't even worry about it. That's how far. You understand? Like me personally, I don't like that. So when I do stuff for people, I try to do that with a good disposition and a good demeanor and put some good energy behind it. Because whether somebody say something about it or not, they can feel it. They can feel it. And you go through these motions. A lot of women go through these motions just so at the end of the relationship, they can tell somebody and recount to somebody everything that they did. And it would seem like, oh, you was a perfect wife. You was diligent. Yeah, but the part that they don't tell you was they was rolling their eyes every time. You see what I'm saying? That's the part that they don't tell. The part they don't tell you is how they didn't like doing it, how they threw it back up in his face, or how they had a little attitude about it, or how they would mention it again, or you know what I'm saying? It's various different ways to do it. Doing stuff with a bad attitude and or throwing stuff back up in your face. I don't care if it was your duty to do it. I don't care if you did it out of kindness of your heart. I don't care if you know what I'm saying, was doing it as a favor. Don't do nothing for me that you got to throw back up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't do it no more. Whatever you did, whatever you think you did, I don't want you to do that no more. Not one more time. Because if I got to hear it, I don't need you to do it. Because that means you don't want to do it. You didn't want to do it. Because why you telling me? Why you telling me about it? Because it's not like I'm being ungrateful. I done gave you the necessary thank yous and making sure that you felt appreciated by what you did and things of that nature, and you still gonna say it? Absolutely not. We can draw some lines in the sand at this point because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. Whatever you did for me, don't do it no more. And I be real staunch on that. Don't do it no more. I don't want to know. I don't want it. I don't even want it. And I'm glad that she said that after she got through having an emotional response, not liking it, and even call herself doing some other stuff, and it still was incorrect because that wasn't what her husband was talking about. She also took the time to sit back and examine and correct the behavior and say, you know what? Let me actually internalize what my husband said. Instead of just maintaining being angry about it or maintaining feeling a way about it or maintaining feeling attacked, let me swallow that part of it, get over that part of it. Now I can deal with what was actually said to me and why is he saying it? And what she did was what a lioness is supposed to do. In times of correction, when your husband is correcting you on, he's bringing your attention to something. You can have your emotional reaction. You can have that because you're going to have that anyway. But at the same time, after you're done having the emotional response to it, take a step back, take a moment to think, okay, what is he really saying though? Right? Is he calling me and is he saying I'm bad? Or what is he saying? And in this lady's case, she was like, you know what? Instead of doing stuff I want to do, let me do what he's requesting to be done. Right? That's the true correction. And after she did what he actually requested, it made things better. And she began to see, I do kind of do it like that. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Let me change. And she even said, listen, I needed to be reminded. This is what she just got through saying is the reality of marriages. This is the reality of a wife's role in a marriage. There's gonna come times where your husband has to be real frank with you about this and that, and it's not gonna taste good. It's not gonna feel good. It don't feel good. But after you get over the feeling of it all, then you go ahead and you think about what was said and what needs to be done now at this point. Do we want to make it better, or do we want to whine and cry about how he shouldn't have hurt your feelings? Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.